As we reported earlier, today was the state funeral for Queen Elizabeth II, and among the 2,000 mourners inside of Westminster Abbey were a number of faith leaders, including some from the Catholic Church. We go now to Fiorella Nash, UK journalist and author who is based just outside of London. Fiorella, thank you so much for your time today. What more can you tell us about the state funeral, and also which Catholic leaders were present?
Well, it was very significant how different this funeral was to the last monarch's funeral. Of course, there are a lot of things that are the same, but what was most significant, this was a deeply Christian event, as one ought to expect from the funeral of the former head of the Church of England, governor of the Church of England. But there were a number of Catholic faith leaders represented. And most significantly, you had leaders from Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and England. You had Archbishop Cushley of St Andrews in Edinburgh, Archbishop Mark O'Toole of Cardiff, Eamon Martin of Armagh, and Cardinal Vincent Nichols played a significant role in the funeral. This is something that has not happened for hundreds of years. Our last Catholic monarch was James II, who was deposed, and of course, famously, Charles II converted to Catholicism on his deathbed. So to have a Catholic leader take such a prominent role in the Queen's funeral is something extraordinary and something that would not have happened, I think, 50, 60, 70 years ago.
Yeah, it really is quite remarkable. Can you talk to us about the relationship between the late Queen and the Catholic Church?
She had a very cordial relationship with the Catholic Church. She met 5 popes during her lifetime. The first, of course, when she was still a princess. When she was Princess Elizabeth, she met Pius XII, which gives you some idea of the many epochs her reign covered, that she met so many different popes. But most significantly, she welcomed 2 popes onto English soil. Pope John Paul II was, like Queen Elizabeth, a trailblazer. He was the first pope ever to set foot on English soil, and she was there to welcome him. She also, of course, welcomed Pope Benedict. And the messages I'm seeing, the observations that the different popes made of Queen Elizabeth was that they had a lot of shared interests, shared concerns. They respected her dignity, her commitment to her Christian faith. So it seems that she always did have a very good relationship with the Catholic faith. She was very committed to ecumenism. She oversaw Britain becoming much more of a multicultural society, and she was very supportive of that. And I think her son, King Charles, will be very similar.
And I was going to just ask you that, kind of segue into that. You know, we talk about the Queen's, about her strong Christian faith. What about King Charles III? I do know that he is a longtime supporter of a Christian organization known for helping those who face persecution. What can you tell us about that?
Yes. With Queen Elizabeth, it was always very clear her Christian faith was central to everything she did. Her sense of public duty and service. She very frequently referred to her Christian faith in her Christmas messages, for example. But I think King Charles is going to be very similar. He has already sworn an oath to protect the Protestant faith, the Church of England and the Church of Scotland. But he is also very committed to ecumenism and interfaith dialogue. He pledged a few days ago to protect faith and to keep a safe space, to protect space for all faiths in Britain. And that, of course, will mean the Catholic faith as well. The Catholic representatives were part of over 30 faith leaders who were present at that meeting. He has also been a very dedicated supporter of Aid to the Church in Need, which is a charity that was set up after the Second World War, when you had a huge number of refugees coming across into Germany initially from Eastern Europe. But of course, more recently, it hasn't just been Catholics in former communist countries, it has been Christians living in any country in the world where there is widespread persecution of Christians. And King Charles has been very strong in his support. He has met with the survivors of persecution. He has spoken passionately about the incredible courage and steadfastness of Christians in the Middle East. So that is a very good sign for the future.
Oh, Fiorella, thank you so much for your time today and speaking with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.